Then just a quick discussion on the financing options available to you. Well, obviously, if you can self-fund your solar system or whatever investment you want to make in renewable energy, you can either fund that yourself. Then obviously you understand the cost of capital. If you were to secure, let's say, R1 million again for a solar system, well, then that R1 million is not doing whatever else it was doing, either earning interest elsewhere or implementing, using the money to grow your business. So there's always a cost of capital. All right. So self-funding, that's obviously one option. Second option, if you can just borrow money from whomever. You can go to the bank and a typical company, a business loan or an overdraft facility. You can borrow from the bank or from private institutions. Talk about conventional mainline banks. In the mainline banks, we've got experience with quite a few of the banks. No names, no factual. Some of the banks took longer than a year. The one bank we work with took about 18 months. From the day that we submitted the application to the day that they actually made the funds available. So some of the banks move really, really slowly. There was one of the mainline banks that was quite quick. Quite quick, I mean 2-3 months. That was their period. And then the interest rates that the banks would offer you, obviously the function of your profile with the bank. So if you've got a good track record and your business has a long track history or track record with that particular bank, then the banks might accommodate you to give you, let's say, prime plus maybe 1 or 2%, if you really have a good profile with the bank. The other option is to use third-party companies, third-party providers. There are quite a few. There are 3 companies that we work with. So whenever we propose a solution to a customer, we'll give you 3 options from 3 different companies, private companies, that does this financing as well. They move really, really quickly. From submitting the application, you obviously have some documentation that you need to submit, company financials, maybe the last audited results, latest management accounts, and then on that they will obviously determine what your profile is, your risk profile is, and they will then propose a solution or a proposal for you. Typically, that could take 3 to 5 days. If you're really struggling, it like maybe take 2 weeks. It really goes quick, and you'll get the yay or nay very, very quickly. Their interest rates are quite a bit higher. Typically, CPI plus or basic lending rate plus 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8%, depending on your particular profile. So we've had quite a few customers that are between 16 and 18% interest rate that these companies charge you for borrowing the money. But even with that high interest rate, we'll see later that the business model still makes absolute sense. So it doesn't blow the model out the water. Everybody wins. You win, we win as the installer, and obviously the company makes the funds available. They also get benefits. So it's a win-win-win all around for the solar system. All right. So that is okay. What is the basis of the financing options? Both with the banks and with the private companies. It's either just a loan, a normal loan that you borrow money from them, and from that, you pay us to do the engineering, procurement, and construction, the EPC part of it. The other option is asset financing. Now, asset financing is like a hire purchase in a vehicle. So whomever makes the asset financing available, they own the equipment. They get part 125, the 125%, called BA of the income tax act. They will get that benefit. They obviously capitalize on that to make their business model work as well. And then you'll get the benefit, you'll have the benefit of having a fixed monthly charge that you pay for the financing. So you pay the financing off. It's like the hire purchase on the car. So a amazing part of that is when you secure that financing, basically the inflation rate is pinned at that date, and the electricity tariffs are pinned at that date, because the Eskom tariffs will keep on increasing, and you'll see in the model that we work a very conservative number, but it will continue increasing. But if you've invested in a solar system, that number is pinned down. The cost of electricity or energy will not increase because you've pinned it down at the date at which you actually invested in your renewable energy system. Okay, so what is the premise? So it's a hire purchase, or it's an asset financing, it's off-balance sheet financing. You don't own the asset. You have a financing period, 5, 7, 8 years. I think the 8 is the longest that we've managed to see it up to this point in time. And then at the end of that period, there's a small payment payable. It could be as little as 50 Rand, just to actually transfer the equipment to your name. Then you own the equipment. And we'll talk later about what is the lifespan of these equipment, how long should this system keep you going. And the quick answer is 20, 25 years, except for the battery that replaced after 10 years. But that's the lifespan that you should get from the solar system. So your financing is done, or your loan is paid off after 5 or 8 years, and then it's your equipment, and it's your benefit, and then you can get the benefit of this equipment for the next 10, 20 years. So the options we said is self-funding, borrow from the banks or from third-party providers, do asset financing, we've got a fixed fee, and then the last option is a power purchase agreement. The power purchase agreement is somebody owns and installs the equipment, and we can do that we install the equipment, but we own the equipment. Obviously, if we own the equipment, we get 12 VA, we get that benefit, and then you buy electricity from us. So you don't have a monthly fixed fee, you pay us a monthly fee equivalent to the amount of energy that you are using. Obviously, the more you use, the more you pay. And we will propose in a tariff that is either the same or slightly reduced from the Tshwane or your municipal tariffs. And then again, after a certain period of time, once everybody has managed to get their little financial model to work, again, the equipment becomes yours. And then for the rest of the period of time, you get that energy at no cost or at a reduced cost, having to just maintain a bit of insurance and maintenance on the system, which is very little. So effectively, your electricity is for free then for the next 20 odd years. So those are the 3 or the 4 options really available from a financing point of view. And any of these 4 we can make available to you. We love the earth.